The mystery surrounding Mars has captivated researchers, enthusiasts, and independent investigators for decades. The planet's barren landscape, covered in strange rock formations and unexplained anomalies, has led many to believe that it holds secrets far beyond what mainstream science is willing to acknowledge. Among those seeking answers was an anonymous man who actively participated in a Mars anomaly group on Facebook. His contributions were notable, particularly his claims that the Martian surface was littered with human skulls. He shared a series of striking images that, according to him, proved the presence of these remains, along with theories suggesting that Mars may have been the site of human experiments. However, shortly after revealing these unsettling discoveries, the man vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and speculation about what might have happened to him. The man's involvement in the Mars anomaly group had been consistent for years. Unlike many casual members who merely speculated about possible structures and unexplained objects in NASA's rover images, he focused specifically on what he believed to be human skulls scattered across the Martian terrain. He meticulously analyzed the images released by NASA, enhancing and zooming in on certain areas that revealed what appeared to be distinct skull-like shapes. Some of these images showed formations that resembled eye sockets, nasal cavities, and even jawbones, eerily similar to the skeletal remains found on Earth. The uncanny resemblance was impossible to ignore, and his posts quickly gained traction, drawing the attention of both believers and skeptics. What made his claims even more shocking was the theory he proposed to explain them. He suggested that Mars had once been a testing ground for human experiments, possibly conducted by an advanced extraterrestrial race or even a covert space program. He theorized that these skulls were the remnants of individuals who had either been abandoned on Mars or used in unknown scientific procedures. According to his posts, the evidence was overwhelming. Too many skull-like formations had been spotted in different locations for it to be dismissed as mere rocks. He argued that if these images had been found on Earth, they would have immediately been recognized as skeletal remains. His posts began to stir controversy. While many members of the group supported his findings and added their own interpretations, others dismissed his claims as wild speculation. However, what was most concerning was how quickly his posts started to disappear. Comments discussing his findings mysteriously vanished, and some group members reported that they could no longer find his posts, even though they had seen them just days before. Then, without warning, he vanished entirely. His Facebook profile was deleted, his posts were removed, and no one in the community could contact him. It was as if he had never existed. The sudden disappearance of the man sent shockwaves through the Mars anomaly group. Discussions about his findings turned into discussions about what might have happened to him. Some suggested that he had been silenced, either by an unknown entity or a higher authority that wanted to suppress the information he had uncovered. Others speculated that he had gone into hiding, fearing for his safety after realizing the gravity of what he had exposed. A few skeptics insisted that he had simply lost interest and deleted his account, but those who had closely followed his research knew that something far more mysterious was at play. One of the most unsettling aspects of his disappearance was how efficiently all traces of him had been removed. In today's digital world, it is nearly impossible to completely erase someone's online presence, yet there was no sign of him anywhere. Even those who had saved screenshots of his posts found that the images they had downloaded were either corrupted or inexplicably missing from their devices. This led to even more speculation that a deliberate effort had been made to erase all evidence of his findings. Theories about what really happened to him continue to circulate. Some believe he may have stumbled upon classified information that was never meant to be seen by the public. If the skulls he identified were real, it would mean that either humans had once lived on Mars or that something far more sinister had occurred there. Could it be possible that Mars had once been a battleground for advanced civilizations? Or perhaps a secret program had used the planet as an experimental site, disposing of its subjects in the unforgiving Martian landscape? These are the questions that many have been left asking in the wake of his disappearance. One of the most chilling possibilities is that he was silenced by forces who monitor and control what information about Mars is allowed to be publicly discussed. Whistleblowers and researchers who claim to have discovered classified extraterrestrial-related information have, in the past, reported harassment, threats, and even mysterious deaths. If his findings were indeed authentic, it is not out of the realm of possibility that he became a target for suppression. The fact that NASA has remained silent on the matter only adds to the suspicion. While they have routinely dismissed claims of anomalies on Mars as nothing more than optical illusions or misinterpretations of natural formations, they have never directly addressed the possibility that some of these formations could be genuine remnants of past life. The idea that a researcher independently analyzing their images could have exposed something they wished to remain hidden is deeply unsettling. As time passes, more people are beginning to question the official narrative about Mars. The disappearance of the anonymous man serves as a haunting reminder that those who seek the truth sometimes face consequences beyond what they could have ever imagined. His findings, though seemingly erased, continue to be discussed in underground communities, where others have taken it upon themselves to continue his work. Whether or not the images he shared truly depicted human skulls remains a point of contention, but the way in which he vanished raises far more pressing concerns. The question that lingers is, what did he know that made him a target? If Mars is indeed littered with the skeletal remains of past experiments or lost civilizations, then the truth is being kept from the public at all costs. The mystery surrounding his disappearance remains unsolved, but his legacy lives on in the minds of those who refuse to accept the official explanations. For now, the images of the supposed skulls on Mars continue to surface, each one adding another piece to the puzzle that the world may one day be forced to confront. For decades, Mars has been at the center of speculation and mystery. As rovers and satellites continue to explore the Martian surface, strange anomalies have emerged in the photographs captured by NASA and other space agencies. Among the most intriguing discoveries are the mysterious UFOs and unexplained lights seen in Mars images. Many who have analyzed these images believe that these unidentified objects bear a striking resemblance to UFOs frequently reported on Earth. These findings suggest that something extraordinary is happening on the red planet, and perhaps Mars is not as lifeless and barren as scientists have long claimed. The first reports of mysterious lights and UFOs on Mars surfaced when NASA's rovers began transmitting images of the Martian landscape. While most of the images showed the expected rocky terrain, some contained peculiar glowing orbs, unusual streaks of light, and even structured objects hovering in the Martian sky. These anomalies quickly caught the attention of independent researchers, UFO enthusiasts, and experts who specialize in analyzing extraterrestrial phenomena. Many pointed out that these objects strongly resemble the disc-shaped, saucer-like crafts often seen in UFO reports on Earth. One of the most famous cases of unexplained lights on Mars occurred when NASA's Curiosity rover captured an image of a strange, bright light on the horizon. The light appeared to be rising from the ground and was distinctly separate from the surrounding terrain. NASA dismissed the anomaly as a cosmic ray or a camera glitch, but many researchers were not convinced. The light's structure, intensity, and location suggested something more deliberate, possibly an artificial source or even a craft taking off or landing. The striking resemblance of this light to UFO-related phenomena seen on Earth led many to question whether this was evidence of extraterrestrial activity on Mars. Another compelling piece of evidence emerged when a series of images taken by the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter showed unusual flying objects casting shadows on the Martian surface. These objects appeared metallic, reflecting sunlight, and had distinct shapes that did not resemble any known natural formations. Some researchers noted that their structured forms, rounded edges, and geometric symmetry were eerily similar to the classic flying saucers described in Earth-based UFO encounters. If these objects were simply rocks or camera distortions, they would not display such consistency in shape and positioning across multiple images. The similarities between these Martian anomalies and reported UFOs on Earth raise profound questions. Why would objects on Mars resemble those seen in Earth's skies for decades? Some theorists suggest that Mars has long been an area of interest or even occupation by an advanced extraterrestrial race. If intelligent beings have been visiting Earth, it is possible that they have been observing or even interacting with Mars as well. Others propose that these UFOs may not be extraterrestrial at all, but instead part of a highly secretive space program involving advanced technology that is unknown to the general public. The presence of UFO-like objects on Mars suggests that either an unknown intelligence is monitoring the planet or that Mars may be a hub of activity for beings not from Earth. Some researchers believe that Mars may have once been a thriving world, possibly home to an ancient civilization. If this is true, then the presence of UFOs today could indicate that some form of life, whether remnants of that civilization or visitors from elsewhere, still remains active on or around Mars. Further evidence supporting the UFO theory comes from NASA images that appear to show objects hovering above the Martian surface. Unlike common debris or natural rock formations, these objects seem to be suspended in mid-air. In some cases, they leave behind faint trails, indicating movement or propulsion. Critics argue that these could be mere photographic artifacts or dust particles on the camera lens, but the consistent appearance of these anomalies in different locations and under varying conditions makes this explanation unlikely. One of the most chilling aspects of these sightings is that some UFOs appear to be structured, with metallic-looking surfaces and defined edges. Some researchers have even suggested that these craft might be monitoring NASA's rovers, observing human activity on Mars from a distance. If true, this would imply that an advanced intelligence is aware of our presence on Mars and is choosing to remain hidden, only occasionally allowing itself to be seen in fleeting glimpses. Another theory gaining traction is that Mars could be a testing ground for classified technology.